welcome or welcome back to a cast on, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, some yarn acquisitions. I have a lot of those today, and some more knitting things. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria, and this is episode number 34. I am so glad you could join me once again. It is a really gloomy day today. For all of September and the beginning of October, it's been really warm. It's always been about 25 degrees, and then last week something happened and now we're down to 13. So I am super cold. I cozied up on my sofa today. I have a blanket on my lap, I have a jumper on, and of course a nice big cup of tea. Today I'm drinking one of my favorites, if not my favorite cup of tea. It is the Yorkshire tea biscuit brew with some milk, of course, because I always drink Yorkshire tea with milk or black tea in general. And I also lit a candle. I bought this Yankee candle. This is not sponsored or whatever, but I bought it because I just wanted to feel really cozy, and the smell is incredible. If you know this candle, then you know what it smells like. If you don't, it's a really nice mixture of the Christmas warmth with apple and cinnamon with a hint of vanilla. It's incredible. So I'm really happy with that, because I always feel like with Yankee candles or like scented candles in general, when you buy them online, it can be a bit of a hit and miss, because obviously you can't smell it beforehand. Anyways, I have a lot to talk about today. Let me put this on here. I still don't have a coffee table, so I have to balance my cups on the sofa and pray that they don't tip over. Anyways, I have one finished object, and it is what I am wearing. I am so happy with this. This is Ali's sweater by Sarah Opie, S-Knits on Instagram. And last time I have already had both of the arms, so the sleeves, and just had to finish off the body. I will insert some pictures, of course, because I am sitting down and you can't really see, but I am so happy with how this turned out. This is Olivia and Oliver Fibers yarn in the Merino DK base, and it makes me happy. This is autumnal, this is cozy vibes, this is everything I've wanted with this sweater, and I think the fit is also really good. It is a bit long, like the yoke, like my armpit is up here and it's down here. I know there is quite a lot of positive ease for this pattern, and I also know that my gauge at the colour work portion was off by 1 stitch, so naturally it will be bigger. I'm not too bothered about this. I was very worried that the sleeves were going to be too long. I already washed and blocked it, obviously. I always do that with my knits before I start wearing them, and the sleeves are a really good length. I don't think I have shortened them from what the pattern suggested, and it's a really nice shape as well. At first I thought it would be more of like a bishop sleeve, so like a bell shape, and then you have the cuff, but it's actually really nice. I'm not a huge fan of those type of sleeves, that is why I was a little bit worried, but I think it turned out really good. I have been living in this thing ever since I finished it, I have to say. I feel like with every new sweater that I finish, I have to wear it for a whole month and then move on to the next one. So this is what happened with this one. It is so soft. The yarn is absolutely incredible. I would definitely buy this yarn again. It is hand-dyed yarn, but she does such an incredible job of the colours. So I had 1 skein of Mahogany and 3 skeins of shell. I still have some leftovers. I forgot to bring them. I have quite a lot of leftovers. I would say from both cakes, still half, at least from the shell, the lighter one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those, but because the yarn is so soft, it also pills a lot, and that is something that has bothered me a little bit. I have shaved one sleeve, the other I still wanted to keep the pills and show you. Can you see? And I have worn this sweater for a while now, and it is merino, so it does naturally pill, but I really hope that that won't be a big problem, because with those soft fibers I'm very concerned with them looking too scruffy before the pill starts. So what happens first is, you probably won't be able to see, at first it starts to fluff up like this, and that is like the scruffy stage before it really forms into a ball that you can then shave off. Those like hanging fibers you can't really shave off because there's nothing to grab onto. So yeah, that is the only thing that I've noticed so far. All in all, I would make this pattern again. I think it's an incredible pattern for this one single special skein, because you don't really only need 1 skein of DK weight yarn. I was very hesitant at the beginning and thought that can't be true, but it actually can be done, which is obviously good news, because it just makes the pattern a little bit more versatile, and you can swap and change colours however you want, and I think it will always look good. At the top you do have some short rows. As you can see, these lines, this is where the short rows are. I think they're pretty invisible. I don't think you can really tell where I turned, which is another bonus for me, because sometimes the stitch looks quite wobbly like here, but I mean, it's at the neck. I don't think anyone would really look that closely, and if so, then yeah, I'm not too bothered by this. So yeah, this is my one and only finished object. Very happy with this. Super cozy and nice. I still have to warm up my voice because I've not been awake for that long, and because I don't have anyone to talk to. So I will have to take lots of sips of tea in between. Anyways, I have an update for you guys, and this is an almost finished object. I bought some yarn. I mentioned that in the last episode. I bought some yarn and I could finish the Robinson wrap cardigan by Florence Miller. This is what it looks like. I have already blocked it, so I've finished it. Did I finish the sleeve as well? Yeah, I had everything done apart from the rest of the button band. I think I stopped somewhere around here. That's where I ran out of yarn. So this is the new yarn, and I don't think you can tell at all that this is a new dye lot. Somewhere around here must have been like the change. I did make a mistake right here. I purled for 1 stitch. I don't know how this happened. I did notice it when I was already past it, like 2 centimeters down, or like further along, and I don't know how you ladder down in an I-cord, because this is double knitted. So I just left it. I don't know how much of a bother it will be to me, because it's also just at the really awkward place. It's, you have the raglan line of the sleeve, and this is where the front starts, and it's right here. So you will be able to see that. But hey ho, I think that is the only, since that's the only mistake on the button band, I can live with that, because the button band took me such a long time. So I'm really happy that I finished it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I have a really long ribbing section down here, and I also tried it on. The fit is really, really good. The only thing that's still missing is are the ties. I've not done those yet because I wanted to block this first, because it was all like scrunched up, and the button band was very wobbly and uneven, so I wanted to block all of that first before I start with the tie, to really make it look nice and even. So that's why I'm saying it's an almost finished object. I will get around to that. I mean, by now it really doesn't matter anymore, because it's autumn now, it's cold. This was supposed to be a cardigan for summer, so I can wear them over my dresses. That's not the case anymore because, like I said, it's too cold. And about the yarn, which was the issue, I used Sandesgarn Sunday, held double. It is a merino yarn. Fingering weight held single, I held it double, just because I had it in stash. That's the whole reason why I did it. I knew I was short a little bit from the meterage wise, but I think I should not have been this short. I bought 2 more balls, and because this colour was or is discontinued, I found out from a lovely viewer. I just bought 2 balls from a seller in Germany. I was very fortunate that she also told me where I can get this yarn, because I had troubles finding it anywhere else. It's a really nice lavender colour, and I'm really sad that they discontinue it, because I think this could be a really great colour for spring or something, because it's very, I don't know, very dainty, I feel like. Anyway, so I have way too much yarn now of the Sandesgarn Sunday. I have one whole ball left, and the other one, we'll see how much I will have left after the ties. I really like working with this yarn. I have only worked with it twice now, but I think it's very smooth, it's very nice. I finished the cuffs off with a nice Italian bind off to give it a good stretch, and wool yarn really is just the best for these types of bind offs I found, to keep the stretchiness of the fabric and the structure, of course. So that is an almost finished object. I don't know when I'll get around to doing the ties. I kind of want to do them now, because I don't like having like half finished things lying around for such a long time, because I started this in July, but I just have to have a look at the pattern again. I assume I will be double knitting again for the ties, and that won't be a lot of fun, because ties, they will be very long. Anyways, that is that, and we can move on to the real whips now. Have another sip. Oh, I love this tea. And now the candle also really starts to smell, so yeah, it's just nice right now. I'm just pulling out things randomly at this point, because it's a bit of a mess, I have to say. I have continued on my Tuku sweater. Tuku by the Petite Knitter is a round yoke colour work sweater, and this is what mine looks like. I know the cable is still too small, but now that I cast off a few things, I actually have my cables back, so I will transfer this very soon. Last time I was somewhere around here, I think, and now I'm in the middle of the next chart. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I think in real life it takes a little bit of time to see visually what it's supposed to be. I always feel like with colour work the camera picks these things up a little bit better, but yeah, really happy with it. I'm using Woolly Knit cones, fingering weight held double, so each strand is held double. It's 100% wool, British wool, in the colour cinnamon brown and white. I love this yarn. I have worked with it a few times now and I can't recommend it enough. It is a bit rustic. It's definitely not as soft as Merino because it is just wool is naturally rougher, but it's so warm and cozy and nice to work with, and if you can get your hands on it, I would highly recommend it. I want to get some more, but I have a lot of yarn and this is only getting worse, so I have to pace myself and hold myself back. Anyways, after this I still have one whole chart left with one more increase round, and then I can split for sleeves. Then that will be done, like the colour work portion will be done, I believe, as far as I can remember. It's been a bit of a while since I worked on this because I've been really focused on this and some other projects, as you will see in a minute. But I do want this sweater, and I kind of wanted it to go to take with me when I'm going to England. I'm going to London in about 2 weeks, which is very exciting. I'm also very scared, but I don't think I'll manage that. I don't want to stress myself with this project, and it's just happily living in my project bag, and I pick it up whenever I can. I have a lot of colour work on my needles at the moment. This was one of the pieces, then I have this, and then I have another sweater, so it's been a bit much. So I'm trying to just work on one colour work piece at a time to not burn myself out, I would say. All in all, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I can't wait to finish it because this is just autumnal once again. I really like the browns. I wanted to take some nice pictures before the leaves are all gone from the trees, but as always, life gets in the way, or something gets in the way, and then you don't always achieve the things you wanted to achieve. Anyways, this is Tuku by the Petite Knitter. Very happy with this so far. Put this back. Then I have in my Venice project bag. When I travel, I like to buy tote bags from the places wherever I am, and pins. That is kind of my souvenir from the country, or like the city, place, wherever I've been. And for Venice it was this really cool tote bag. In here is my Eva Cardigan by PetiteKnit. I've worked on this quite substantially, if I do say so myself. Once again, the cable is too small, but I feel like with cardigans that kind of is a given because they are very big. I also have my really nice fox stitch not stitch markers, needle stoppers on. And this is what it looks like. I know it's very scrunched up. I'll try to show you one side. So this is the front here, and then you have the sleeve, which is a really cool construction. This is the sleeve, with the shoulder up here going down, and then the back. Really cool construction. Never done anything like that before. I can't even tell you what it is. It's kind of a combination of a I don't know. It could be like a saddle shoulder combined with a satin sleeve. I've never worked any of those two constructions before, so I can't really tell you what it is. But looks wise, it's like you have a little bit of a saddle shoulder and then the satin sleeve. It's a lot of purling, and that's what's been holding me back. I have so much purling to do. I don't enjoy purling that much, but I really want this cardigan, so I am powering through. I do have quite a lot of rows left for the yoke part before I split for sleeves. So I do have a lot of purling left before I can at least take the stitches off from the sleeves. But I am kind of enjoying working on it. I'm not picking it up super frequently, just because I like to do the knit rows and then I leave it, and then when I come back to it I'm like, oh, I have to do the purl row now. So I don't have to do it all in once. I don't know, that's just my weird logic. In terms of the yarn, I'm using Drops Karisma, which is a super wash wool in the colour 77. It's a really nice light beige, almost leaning on grey, and I think this will be a really good versatile piece in my wardrobe because of the colour, because it's very neutral and I do need those pieces at the moment. So yeah, the pattern is really well written. It's a lot of like row repeats. You have a lot of row 1, 2, 3 and 4, and obviously what you do on those rows, pardon me, what you do on those rows is different. And then you would repeat these rows, these 4 rows, 4, 6, 8 times. So you do have to track it quite substantially. You have to be really careful because you cannot see on what row you're on. So that kind of makes it a little bit more challenging. I have my iPad on my side and then I just tick off the rows whenever I've finished one. That is how I keep track of things the best. I know a lot of people also have one of those trackers where you put it on the finger and then you just press a button when you finish one row. I don't have one of these and I don't think I would be great with one of these. So this just works just fine for me. Don't know when I will finish this. It would be good to have it for Christmas, but now that it's cold, I just prefer sweaters, I have to say. I just do. I think cardigans are great for spring and autumn, just when you have this transition of cold to warm or warm to cold, where a sweater is a bit too much and a cardigan is just right. But I'm not a cardigan person. I am a sweater gal through and through, and that is also my preferred knitting projects. Anyways, my goal for this year was to make one cardigan. I haven't forgotten about my goals, even though I've not mentioned them all year long, but that is kind of how it always goes. One of the goals was that I knit one cardigan, and technically I already did that with the cardigan I made for my mum, but I really want to have my own cardigan. So I have this and I have my Robinson wrap, depending on whichever I finish first. Then I will have this goal achieved. Anyways, this goes back in here. And then the last whip is the whip that I have been working on non-stop after I finished this project. It is my Kerr sweater by Clow. I've been enjoying this project so much, but again, it was colour work, and I have to say the colour work was quite intense for me. You do get the hang of it eventually, and it did get better with having such long repeat rows. My hair is just doing whatever it wants to do. But it just took me a really long time. So this is what it looks like. It looks incredible. I am really happy with the result. I am making the deeper colour work version, as you can see, and right now I am on the ribbing. I also have my really nice reindeer needle stoppers, which also makes it all the more fun to pick it up again. But the colour work is what I've been working on these past 2 weeks, and I only finished it a few days ago because it was quite intense, and I am a bit worried about the sleeves. I hope that the sleeves will be quicker because of the small circumference. We'll have to see. But it looks so good. I really like the dark and light contrast colour things, like colour work in general, which is what I went for here. I kind of want another one in red. I've seen red versions quite often now, and they just look so good as well. But let's finish this one first, shall we? In terms of the yarn, I am using, here it is, I'm using Austrian yarn, Ferner Wolle in Lambswool, which is a woolen yarn, in the colour 1004 and 1001. I've showed this many times now. Oops, that's upside down. There you go. This is what it looks like. This is what it comes in. Just a standard ball of yarn, 100% wool, and you get 140 meters. I love working with this yarn. I will definitely buy it again and buy lots and lots more because it was quite affordable and it is local to me, which is incredible because I've been trying to find local yarn for I would say quite a long time now, but I know Austria is not a sheepy country. We don't have a lot of sheep, we don't have a lot of wool, but that makes it all the better that I found woolen yarn that I really like. I don't know if I'm on gauge. It seems very big. I know it's a drop shoulder. I know it's supposed to have a lot of ease. I am making size 3. I just realized I've not mentioned any of the sizes from my other projects that I'm making. Sorry about that. You can just check out my Ravelry. I always include the size that I make there. For this one, I'm making size 3. Purely because of the bust size that the pattern recommended. I hope it won't drown me, I have to say. I hope it also won't grow that much because it is already fairly wide and fairly long. I'm pretty sure I shortened the length a little bit and started the ribbing a little bit earlier, just because I generally like my sweaters hip length. So I found out lately that I also like sweaters when they're a bit longer than just hip length, or like a little bit cropped. So this will be a bit of a mystery how this one will turn out, but I'm really happy, and this I want to take with me to London, just because the pattern is from Rebecca. I know she's Scottish, so it's not really the same, but it is Great Britain. So I do want to take it back to its original home country with Austrian yarn, which makes it even more special. Not that anyone would know any of that, but yeah. I know last time I said I would already have the collar. Obviously this hasn't happened. I swear I will put on the collar after I finish the bottom ribbing, just because I don't want to have too many balls of yarn floating around at the same time. I have to say about the pattern, it is well written. I do enjoy her patterns. I think the designs are all very nice. I've made I attempted one pattern before. I almost finished the cargill, and then I just gave up because I didn't like the yarn combination. And then out of the cargill sweater yarn is the Robinson wrap now. Anyways, you can go back to other episodes if you want to know all about that drama then. But with this pattern, she has 3 needle sizes. She includes the recommended needles are 3.25, 3.75 and 4mm needles. And the general fabric is worked with 4mm needles. I found out, or like, I know that, but for the ribbing I'm a bit confused, because I don't understand why you need 2 different needle sizes, so 3.25 and 3.75, and she doesn't specify in the pattern which needle size to use for the ribbing. She just says use the smaller needles, and I don't know what those smaller needles are. Are those the smallest needles that she recommends, or are those the middle needles? I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just using 3.5 now, because for ribbing, when I work stuff with 4mm needles, I like to just size down half a needle size for the rib. I don't know if that's wrong. I just don't know. Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that. But I know it's gonna work out fine, because this is just my intuition, and I have made quite a few sweaters under my belt now, so I kind of know what I'm doing. And don't have to rely too much on the pattern. But I was just curious if any of you have made this pattern before and can tell me which needle size I was supposed to use for the rib. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm really happy with this, and like I said, I do want to finish it. I'm gonna finish the rib, and then I'm gonna finish the neck, and then I'm going to start on the first sleeve and see how the colour work portion goes on the sleeve, because it will be the same length, which is a lot of knitting. But like I said, I hope it will be a bit quicker. Alrighty, we have made it through my whips. It all goes back into my overflowing basket, and I have so many projects that I want to cast on just for the sake of casting them on, and I know this is a huge mistake because I already have quite a few projects and I'm really happy with those. I mean, I also have quite a few projects hibernating, which I need to pull out again and work on them again. And with me buying yarn, that doesn't help that I want to cast on more things. So I have a lot of yarn to show you. Because of course, with me having to buy this yarn, which is the Sandesgarn Sunday, I bought it from a German seller, and I said that last time, but shipping costs are quite expensive from Germany to Austria. So I thought with shipping costs of 14 euros or something like that, I might as well make my purchase worthwhile. So I bought some yarn which I've wanted to try for a while, and then just kind of one splurge. So this is the first one. This is Ulysse by what is the company called? I always see the company's name everywhere. How can I not say on the label? I don't know, I'm gonna have to put it in here or somewhere. This is Ulysse in the color Aster. I don't know. But it is a purpley grey colour. This yarn is Merino as far as I know. 100% wool. Needle size 3 to 3.5 millimeter needles, and you have 24 to 22 stitches. So it is a sport weight. It's a very interesting feeling. It's a bit rough, but oh, it smells sheepy. It's a bit rough, but only in my hands. Like, it's not rough on my neck. I wanted to try this yarn for a while. I believe Rebecca from the Crea Beer has made one of her sweaters in this yarn, or maybe it was the thicker version of this yarn, and I've only heard good things about it, so I wanted to get some just to try it. I'm a bit disappointed with the colour, to be honest. I thought it would be a lot less grey and vibrant. I thought it was going to be more like a deeper purple violet colour. But for this, I actually have a pattern in mind. I want to make it's called like Topin sweater. I can't remember the designer. But I have enough to make this pattern, and I'm not too sure about it anymore now that I see and now that I have the colour. I bought 5 balls, I think. Yes, 5. And with 185 meters and 5 balls, that's only like 600 something meters. So I could technically also make something like a slip over, but I don't know. Maybe I will stick with the sweater and see how that turns out. But this is the first yarn purchase. And in that same yarn order, I got a similar melange by BC Garn. This is what it looks like. It's a beige once again, but it's a really nice beige. I always say that. Am I weird? I hope not. This is also 100% wool. What does it say there? The color code is SM22. I believe I have it on my shipping label. Yeah, 22 Heather. It's called Heather, and I bought 7 of this. You get 175 meters, so I think I have over 1,000 meters, so sweater quantity. You get, or the stitch gauge is 22 stitches per 10 centimeters. So it is a DK weight, but I would say a lighter DK weight, almost leaning onto sport weights. And you can definitely see that in the strand as well. It's not very thick at all, but I wanted to try this yarn kind of for shits and giggles. Just because it's a nice beige. I don't know what I'm rambling at this point. I wanted it, okay? That's the baseline. I wanted to try this yarn, so I bought it. I have no idea what I'm gonna make with it, so I will just go into my stash, but it looks really nice on my new yarn board. I will show you pictures, I never know which side, what it looks like currently, so I'm really happy with it, okay? Don't judge me. I know I'm going on holidays and I will come back with so much more yarn, but let's just ignore that. And then, so that was the parcel from Germany, and then I have 3 more types of yarn, and I've kind of been holding on to this one. Drops had a Merino sale, was it last month? I can't even remember. It's been quite a while. So I bought some of the yarn on sale, also just because I wanted to try it. So this is Drops Big Merino Mix. It is a superwash wool. This is color 22. And you get 75 meters. The stitch gauge is 17 stitches, so it's more of a worsted weight. This is what it looks like. Quite a thick strand, obviously. It feels really nice, it's very smooth. I have heard mixed things about this. Some people really like it, some people say it's not the best yarn, but I'm just gonna try working with it. And I do want to make another Moby sweater in this greyish colour. This will be a gift knit. I don't know when I'll get round to doing that. It was supposed to be a Christmas present, but I have a work colleague and she was amazed when I told her last Monday over a couple of after work drinks that I actually knit my own sweaters, and I had my Moby sweater on, and she was amazed at that and asked if I could knit her a sweater for Christmas, and I said, why, yes, of course, I would love to do that. So this Moby sweater gift knit might have to just hold on to a bit longer. With this I also bought the same yarn again in the color 19. This is a light beige. This will be for me, obviously, because it's a light beige. I don't have plans for this. It's just that I wanted to try it and have something for myself. But with this yarn, I think that cables would look really good, which is why I chose it for the Moby sweater, because look at that structure that you get with it. So yeah, I have those two, and then the last one is purely because I wanted to try it. It's the new Daisy base. This is 100% fine merino non-super wash. A few people have already tried this yarn, and I've not really heard that much about it just yet, but I wanted to see for myself. And if this is going to be a great yarn for all of you non-superwash lovers, which I'm also a big fan of, then this might be a really good affordable option. This is color 2. It's, I think it was called marzipan or something. It looks like marzipan, so if it's not, then I would be very surprised. I don't think I have the shipping label anymore. Sometimes it tells you the name of the colour. How much do you get? In this you get 110 meters, and it has a stitch gauge of 21 stitches. So it's your standard DK weight. I have a plan for this. I want to make the, what's it called? It's from the Knit Per Girl, from one of Sophie's patterns. Is it a Semper? I'm gonna have to look that up. It completely left my brain right now. It is a structured knit and I've wanted to make this sweater for a while, but when I swatched for it, it just didn't look good, so I kind of left it at that, and now I have new yarn and I'm gonna try it again. Don't know when I will cast it on, as per usual, but for now this will just go into my stash. So all in all, 4 out of 5 yarns are just beige. This is really funny. I'm just on a beige kick because I need beige in my life. Yeah, so those were my yarn acquisitions. I know it's a lot. I will have to hold myself back a little bit, but now it's Christmas time, so I know there will be some sales. I know I'm going on holidays and I have absolutely zero self-control when it comes to yarn and books. I have some more books coming. I have bought so many books lately, it's actually a little bit embarrassing. But yeah, I just have absolutely no self-control. I'm working on this, but at the same time I don't want to. So here we are. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's been very rambly and just a lot. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend if you think that they would also like my content. As always, I hope you're doing well. I hope all of your knitting mojos are back in full force now that it is cooler outside and it is autumn. And I'm gonna see you next time with hopefully a finished Kerr sweater just before I go on holidays. Happy knitting! Bye!